Well, good morning. It is 16 degrees outside. It's 9 in the morning. I waited for it to warm up a couple degrees. We are doing a loop, Queen's Garden, Wall Street, Queen Victoria. It's like a figure eight, or it's 2 loops. It's about 6.3 miles total with 1,500 foot of elevation gain. So I'm not sure which way I want to go. I think I might bang out the rim first, but somewhere here is where you drop down Wall Street, which I think is that famous zigzaggy part. So I might go this way on the rim first, and then I'll drop down and be doing a loop way down there. So I have the better battery, and I don't know what's wrong with GoPro batteries. If anyone knows, leave a comment. The older batteries I have, when the battery drops like just to 90%, it shuts the camera off and I can't turn it back on. It says power low, you know, powering off. And the new battery, it works till 30%. But I had this issue before, and that's why I bought a new battery. So I don't know if I just need to buy all new batteries or what, but it's BS if you ask me. So we're going on the rim trail. I'm not bringing any water. I have thermal underwear on. First time I've worn this since I summited Mount Rainier, which was quite a while ago, 2.5 years ago almost. So yeah, I will check in as I see the features down there. All right, so bad news. Wall Street is closed. So I cannot show you those cool zigzags, those Walter's Wiggles, so to speak. So I'm going down this Navajo Loop. I'm just going down a parallel trail to Wall Street, but I'll still be able to access the loop down low. This is probably icy in the morning. Hey.
Oh, you're a show.
All right, well, here's your view of Wall Street. We're apparently allowed to view it. The trail is closed. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to break any rules. But these are the famous like zigzags that go down that people like to take pictures of. So this is your only view you're going to get of it, unfortunately. Woo! So peaceful. There's a wheelbarrow. I don't know what's going on down there, but there's your view of Wall Street. So I have to go down this Navajo trail or whatever it's called, access down there, and then I'll have a loop down there as well. And then I guess I'll have to, I'm not sure which way I'll come up. I need to look at the map and I'll figure that out later. So I believe this is Thor's hammer here, but not totally sure. There's names for a lot of these formations. So I just have a long sleeve shirt on. I have a beanie, but I don't have a jacket or a puffy or anything. I have a puffy in the car, but I figured I would get hot once I started moving and sweaty. And so far that decision's paying off because I feel great now when I'm moving and there's some sun. So look, we have sort of a longer Wall Street, longer switchbacks. So it's cool thing. I'll take a picture of this. This is pretty cool. Someone's coming up too. So there's all these little places you can go up if you want to go in between these things. I'm not going to, but someone is. So I meant to say, I don't know if you ever run on treadmills and you know how they have those different like nature courses you can pick. One of them is Bryce Canyon, and I believe it might be this trail actually. So I've run before on a treadmill and been running on this thing. So this is 2 bridges. Oh yeah, there's a real low one, and then this higher one. The chain's down, so I'm making a move. High bridge, low bridge. Pretty cool picture with the hoodoos in the background. So All right, I'm gonna continue on and just start making progress here. I'm only like a quarter mile in. All right, so I've hit the big junction at the bottom. I'm gonna go back up that way to Queen's Garden, up 1.6 miles, I guess. But now I'm gonna access this loop back here. So this is the closed one that I wanted to come down, but it's okay. It was basically the same thing. So hike the hoodoos, Navajo Loop. This is all, so I think I'm going down to the Peekaboo Loop. I think this is the Navajo Loop. I'm going down to the Peekaboo Loop. So hopefully there's some cool formations. There's apparently bathrooms on the back end of it, so I might hit those up. So I'm on the Peekaboo Loop going clockwise. It's 3 miles, this loop. So I think those formations are the ET. They look like ET or his finger, or sort of him. There's something labeled ET rock or formation. So this actually has some gain on it. I have to gain, I don't know, 600 or 700 feet on this loop. It is not flat. So I am climbing, I think, the high points on the backside. Sun, I actually feel warm with the thermal underwear, like too warm. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Wow, we get to see all this part over here. This is gorgeous. Look at this view over here. Awesome. Look at those two arches out there. I'm sure they have names. I don't know what they are, but it's pretty awesome. We've been down in the shadows in the forest. We're climbing again. I think we want to go this way and not to Bryce Point. Bryce Point takes us further away. Yeah, Peekaboo Loop. Whew. So, oh, what's that up there? This might be the high point near the back end. I'm still looking for those restrooms. So hopefully I find them. So this is called the Wall of Windows. Although I only see 2 windows, but I'm sure more form over time. Here's a nice little obelisk right here, the Washington Monument, if you will. Well, there was a bathroom, but it was locked, so that was disappointing. I don't know why the bathroom's locked. It's just a pit toilet, so that makes no sense. So it might be a little uncomfortable here the rest of the way. I like when I'm winding through like the red dirt and the hoodoos. When you're down in the forest, it's sort of boring, to be honest. Looking up at one of the windows, wonder if they have specific names. I think we're mostly downhill back to the origin of the Peekaboo Loop. And then we'll have a mile and a half. Uh-oh, ice. This is incredibly slick, by the way. I don't want it to break either. I walked across the last one, almost fell, even though I was just shuffling. Once we get back to the Navajo base, Navajo Loop, we'll have a mile and a half up Queen's Garden, and then probably a half a mile of rim trail back. So, I feel good with the weather. Not too cold, not really too hot, and moving decently. So just going downhill for another, I don't know, mile or so. Well, this is a pretty cool view through this tunnel out to the hoodoos in the sun. I'm emerging onto a new landscape. I like looking at the mountains out in the distance, snow covered in the clouds. This is awesome. Shouldn't have too much more of this Peekaboo Loop. I just had a phone issue. I went to take a picture through that tunnel and it said security features prevent use of the camera, and it would just shut down my camera. My phone does all this crazy stuff when it's in my pocket. I don't know why. I have touch protection on, but it's taken all sorts of screenshots and downloads all these apps. One time it downloaded TikTok. Somehow in my pocket, it downloaded TikTok. So anyway, it had turned the sensors off. It had hit that thing where you can turn sensors off. I guess that disabled the camera. So I figured it out, luckily, because I wanted to take a picture through that tunnel. So, on the descent. I wonder if these tunnels are the Peekaboos and why the trail's named that. There's a decent amount. I've seen probably like 15 people or so on the trail. So the cold weather is not deterring everyone. Look at this view. Awesome. Awesome view. I just like mixture of colors. So when you have blue sky, red rock, green, white snow, that's like the perfect picture with all the colors, in my opinion. Some of my favorite pictures I've ever taken are ones where there's just so many colors. I had to take one here. Well, we're back off the Peekaboo Loop, traversing over to the Navajo Queen's Garden Loop, where I will go up the other way to hopefully see, well, the Queen Victoria. I'm more of a fan of US history, so I don't know what Queen Victoria looks like or what a rock would look like that resembles her. So that'll be interesting to see for sure. Maybe it's just a crown or something. I'm not really sure. All right, so we've hit Queen Victoria. The answer is that supposed to be a crown? Is that Queen Victoria? Is that Queen Victoria up there? Actually, now that I see it, isn't that crown more like Queen Victoria? I don't know. I'm gonna check this sign. Maybe that'll help me out here. Oh, no, false. It's this right here, apparently. Okay. All right, well, that was not what I would have guessed. That would have been like my 10th guess. But maybe, I don't know. You guys tell me, does that look like Queen Victoria? Is that like a little nose right there sticking out? We got like probably a little under a mile up to the top now. This might be ET, but I'm not sure. I misspoke earlier. Apparently ET's over here somewhere. It might be that. It's either here or coming up soon. So, not really sure, but we'll find him, I think. We found Queen Victoria. All right, here's Sunrise Point again in the morning.
Like the ones over there.
This is Sunset Point.